Hi everybody, welcome back. So this one might piss some people off, but let's get into it.
I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this video circulating all over your For You page. A bunch of women coming together at this church to fast and pray to find a husband. And maybe just like me, you have thoughts about this, because I have a lot of thoughts. Wanting marriage is natural, okay? But why is it that it's always women being told to do this? Where are the men? I don't see them getting together wearing suits and crying about wives. It's always women being told to stop, drop everything, and pray and fast and beg for a man. To me, this just reeks of desperation, and I do not blame them, because honestly, this is how we were raised. We were taught from a young age that marriage is our biggest goal in life. We were never really taught to compete with one another for jobs or like careers, but more so for the attention and validation of a man. Now everything becomes who's the prettiest, who's the most submissive, who's the most wife material. And that's why we're seeing videos like this of women putting on wedding gowns, crying before they even have a groom, looking for a man, because they have been told that their value isn't being chosen. Meanwhile, the men, they're not fasting as hard, they're not crying as hard, they're outside living their best lives. Let's be real. If we prioritize giving women real opportunities in the diaspora, like jobs, you know what I mean, education, stability, these videos would not be a thing. I doubt these women will be in church humiliating themselves wearing these wedding dresses and begging for a husband. And marriage is beautiful, but when it becomes your only identity, that is not faith anymore. That is desperation that we have been socialized into. And honestly, this is different from what I usually talk about, because the way I had to re-record this video, because I wanted to put on my best professional thing for you guys, because you know, Cicely Mayhem, we're really not like this, because I was about to like be so anyway.
Yeah. See, the part about it that I keep thinking about is that if you lined all of them up and you asked them, and they were going to be very sincere with you, ask them if they've never dealt with any man before, they will all tell you similar stories. Oh, he broke my heart. He left me for another woman. He cheated on me. He promised me marriage, but he never showed up. I invested so much money into him, but he left me. His family didn't like me. You know, we were almost about to get married, and yet he got somebody else pregnant. Should I continue? Yeah. But still, they are there praying, lifting their hands, fasting for a man. Me, to be honest, this is why we post the videos we post, just to raise awareness. The funny thing is that for the women that we want to reach, most of the times we don't reach them. They are the ones who fight against us. They are the ones who come in the comment and say, oh, not all marriages are like that. Not all men are like that. This is, if it happened to you, it doesn't mean it's going to happen to everyone else. But they've been through the same shit we've been talking about since Adam. They live in a different world. So the thing is, sometimes you can't save everybody. But then you can use their stories to teach. Okay. The other side of this whole situation that annoys me is that whatever church that they went to, instead of keeping their privacy, they decided to bring this thing online. So now not only were you crying for a man, not only were you crying, your snot was coming from your face, people were laying hands on you, you were wearing wedding gown and so on and so forth. Your face is everywhere. Everywhere, all over the world. It's gone viral. Everybody is talking. Now, when you end up meeting this supposed man of God or sent from above guy, what do you think is going to look at you as? The desperate woman who was fasting and praying for me. And you think the outcome is going to be great? Absolutely not, because he knows you are not going to leave him. No matter what he does, you are not going anywhere. You begged for him, you prayed for him, you fasted from your wearing your wedding gown, and he came to save you out of your misery. Think about it. But this is the kind of world we live in.
For all the world is going through right now, you guys are doing this for a man. A man.
I'm so embarrassed. Like, I'm so flippin' embarrassed because why? Why would you? Why, guys? Why are they doing this? Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, what is this?
Has my point now landed for you guys who are screaming on the top of your voices, stitching my video? Has my point now landed? This is what religion does to you as a woman. This is what religion reduces you to, a woman. Because one thing about religion, you cannot exist as a single woman. There's no room for you to exist as a single woman. You'll be told you are incomplete. Because in religion, as a woman, you need to have a master that you submit under or submit to. So there's no room for you to be single. So that's why when I see an unconventional woman convert into being a conservative religious woman, this is the goal. This is the goal, because you will not be allowed to exist as a single woman, because there's no room for you to be a single woman in religion. There's no room. Even when you look at the Bible, very few women were single. Very few of them. And even some of their works is really what they, washed. It's not really what they did. They had just to, push a little bit of it to be seen. But I know a lot of women did a lot, but men don't want the works of women to be, highlighted. So when I tell you that religion is a disadvantage to women, there's so much evidence. Like, you people, do you read any articles on the news? Do you read what's going on? Do you read some of these articles that are being written by feminists? Do you read some of Chimamanda's works? Do you guys read those kind of things? No, your work is just to react emotionally and feeling attacked. This is not an attack. This is a debate that is going on globally. And if you're a smart woman, you'll not go anywhere near religion, because you know what? You can have a relationship with God without being an overly religious woman that abandons herself and the privileges that feminism has accorded you. I rest my case, guys. I rest my case. You cannot argue with me and tell me that women are not converting to religion in search of a husband. Please, sorry. And for those who are saying, why am I not addressing men? Do you see men here? Do you see men conferences where they are praying for wives? Do you see them? Do you see them anywhere? Religion was meant to subjugate women. And if you're dumb enough to think that people are converting to religion because they want a relationship with God, when it comes to religious women, go to them as a man. I said what I said. You go and argue with your religious mother. I don't have time for this.
I'm trying to tread very lightly with this video because I really feel bad for these ladies. And at the same time, I'm not into mocking people in their times of desperation. There's this saying that some people, they want something badly until they have tasted it. And I'm not one of those women that's gonna say, F men, like marriage is trash. No, I'm not gonna say that, because everybody have different experiences in their marriage. But what I do want to highlight is that you don't see men desperate like this. You don't see men going to church, doing all these 24 hours fasting and prayers for this. Now, I pray that as these women are praying for marriage, because it's dressed like a miracle, I guess it's dressed like a miracle service. As these women are praying for marriage, please make sure you are praying to marry a man that loves you, that respects you, that honors you, that cares for you, that is generous, that is a true man of God. Seeing true man, not a boy, but true man of God, not a man of the community, not a man in the sense of just his gender and him having a prick. No, a man in every sense of the word, because there's a lot of useless men out here and they can smell the desperation on women. And you guys don't understand that when men see things like this, you're increasing their level of narcissism, because they're like, oh yes, this one is desperate, I can just start toasting this one tomorrow. In fact, in 3 months I'll go and marry her, keep her inside the house, I'm doing anyhow. Like I said, I'm trying to tread lightly, so I'm not saying everything in my mind. But ladies, if you are desperate for marriage, make sure you are desperate for a good man, and also one that comes from a good family, because that is very important. I mean, that man's family must like you, whether you like it or not, or you will suffer. That man's family must like you. I beg. I'm tired of stories that touch. I'm tired of it. And the church, you guys are always putting the pressure on the women, but you don't put the pressure on the men that's supposed to do the proposing. So as they're finished dressing like they're a miracle, are they the one that's also supposed to go and seek out the man to get on their knees and propose to them? Why doesn't society put this pressure on men also? It is well.
I don't know if you guys saw that video. I think it's like the caption is faith texting, where like a whole bunch of women are at church wearing like wedding dresses and they're like praying, I guess, to get married. And here's my take on this. I don't mind praying for a husband, especially I feel like as a woman you can start praying from a very young age. You don't have to wait until like, oh, like literally like you're trying to get married next month that you're gonna start praying. You can start praying when you're young. You can start fasting about it. You can start being intentional about it, like dating to marry, like being really like intentional about your time and like praying about who you meet and stuff like that. But I just think that whole thing was a little bit too extreme, because it's like at the end of the day it just gives like, without a man you're just not whole, like you're not complete. It gives like, damn, like I don't know, is it just me? And another thing I've noticed in the African community is how like sometimes there's this weird ideology, especially towards women, where if you're not married by a certain period of time, if you're not at least engaged, or like you don't have a fiance or something, it's like, oh, something is wrong with you. Like you need the husband to complete your whole journey as a Christian. And I don't really believe in that. I feel like it's a little bit weird. It gives like, this is all performative and this is all just for a man, because at the end of the day you don't need a man to feel complete. You just need God. And I feel like if more women just like deeply seek the kingdom of God, all the things that your heart desire would just like fall through, and that includes a husband. But the moment you just start like doing that whole like, oh, I'm going to church to do this, like your head is like, yo, I'm doing this for a husband. To me that's a little bit weird, but correct me if I'm wrong. And last thing I'm going to mention, I do also know that everything is spiritual. Everything in life is spiritual. You have to pray about every single thing. You have to be so intentional. And sometimes there might actually be like a deep rooted like issue, like you know, you might have to really like fast about the things that you want. That includes a husband. So I'm not putting that out of the equation, but I'm just saying sometimes it's just like, yeah, this is just for a man. I don't know.
As for me, I only have one thing. If we are dressing up as we want to be addressed, does anybody has any outfit for a billionaire? Because that's what I want to wear. I want you to address me as a billionaire from now onwards. Put a crown on top of my head. And I'm not making fun of them, to be honest. I can't save them. Their mindset is there's nothing that will save them. They want a husband. I pray that those men of God and women of God are able to get them husbands. Because me, I can't save them. There's nothing I can do about it. They will even rain curses on me. If they found me, they'll probably say, you're going to be lonely and bitter for the rest of your life. And this and this and then that and then that and then that until they are married. A couple of days ago, there was that video where that lady said, the only women who are looking for husbands are the ones who have never been with a man, or something in the lines of that. And it's true. You know, it's always like that, because they've not been there, done that. They don't know. You know, they are thinking that is going to be the end of everything. See, you still have to put in the work. You still have that sleepless night. Okay, your heart will still be broken. The possibility of you being cheated on is very high. The possibility of you getting STIs and STDs is very high. Outside babies may come in. You still have to work. You still have to cook. You still have to pay half of the bills. And then on the flip side, they are the ones who have been praying for babies. And they'll be wearing those fake baby bumps and so on and so forth. They too, they are there. But some of them, their pastors will save them the disgrace and tell them to dress in their house and pray in their bedrooms. That one, okay. But now that your face has been plastered everywhere, I hope all those men who are looking for God-fearing women find them and save them out of their single misery, quote and unquote. Because yeah, that's what this is. You can't be single. How can you be single as a woman? It's a taboo. You are going to die alone. You need saving. Prince Charmings of the world, the men who have been crying and singing about all these women who will not submit. The women are there. They are praying for you. And they are there crying, snorting for you. Go and rescue them out of their misery. And leave us alone. But the truth of the matter is, they don't want them. See, this world is a very funny place. And I hope all these women will wake up one day and realize that it's okay to be single. It's okay to enjoy your life, sleep in peace. It's okay. There's no need for you to be snorting, crying, scratching the walls and everything. Because 99.9% of the time, that man you are praying for is not praying for you. He's not praying for you. He's not waiting for you. He's busy, slithering and sliding into another woman. Until he sees you on the internet, he'll go and buy a coat and come to that particular church and tell you that he loves you because you want to get married, especially if you have money. That is most likely what is going to happen. And he's going to end up in your life and bring you misery. Just a couple of days ago, there's another video of this woman who just got married, also an entrepreneur or something like that. And her story is going viral. Why? Because after they got married, all the women that he's been with, he even owes one of them 17,000 pounds, has come out calling him out. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this now? They told you to get married and that was your goal. Now look at what you ended up settling for. Wake up, women all around the world, wake up. Marriage is not the end or be all to anything. No man is going to come and save you. It won't save you. It won't give you anything. It's not going to give you happiness. You still have to work hard for everything. But then again, you won't understand until you've walked that path. So hey, good luck. And I pray God send you your men that you have been praying for. I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.